Now that we're at the start of the new year, it's common for people to want to be more productive, more healthy, and stop smoking, perhaps join a gym. But above all, what people want most in life is to build a game room of their own, a game room of their dreams. As some of you may know, I'm currently in Japan at the time of posting this video, probably having a grand old time becoming the biggest YouTuber there. Most likely hanging out with some of my fellow peers like the Trash Taste Boys and Mr. Affable himself from abroad in Japan. Yeah. What a special boy. It's definitely happening right now. As I was saying, today is your lucky day because I'll be diving deeper into this sanctuary and revealing my deepest and darkest secrets behind the veil of perfection that is this channel. We'll be taking a closer look at how I set everything up in this room and also give you guys some tips on shelf presentation. So sit back and get ready to take notes because school's in session. Starting off, we'll look at this game cartridge display I made. As I've said before, this is originally an idea from the YouTube channel Nintendo Collecting, but I put my own lazy spin on things. This is made with 1.5 by 3/4 inch wood, which is the perfect thickness for the NES, SNES, 64 cartridges, etc. And here I cut out notches like a staircase to fit each row of wood. These little plastic barriers are made from a thin acrylic sheet, and I cut out these tabs to glue to the wood. This keeps them from falling over and does a nice job. The entire display is about 28 inches wide and 9 levels high, so I can fit about 50 games on this display. And I showed this before, but these are my controller wall mounts. This is super simple. Just a flat piece of wood screwed into the wall, and these two thin dowels are also screwed into the wood from the back. The width of the dowels depends on the controller, but as you can see, you can easily wrap the cords and display the controller nicely. Moving over to the Game Boy shelf, here's a quick example of presentation. Now the basic rule of thumb is to elevate whatever is in the back the best you can. I have this acrylic display stand I got from Daxle. This does a great job at getting my GBA and Game Boy Color in view. Also, my personal preference is to have some greenery wherever I can. It gives it a nice organic touch in contrast to all this tech and lights. Next, I'll show you guys how I set up my retro console area. For those who are starting off with the retro scene, will find these switchers valuable. I have all my consoles that use a composite connection set up here. And it just makes life that much easier to just switch to whatever console you're using rather than unplugging and plugging in the new one every time. Luckily for me, this Sharp TV has both component and S-Video, which are much better than composite in quality. So I have my PS2 on component and my GameCube on S-Video. By the way, some of you have asked me where I get all these stickers from, mostly Etsy and Amazon. I'll just occasionally get a pack of stickers of whatever I'm interested in. Since we're at the consoles, let's look at the LEDs I have set up. So all the LED strips I have are probably the cheapest on Amazon you can find. I think they were about $10 for about 20 feet or something like that. But this was definitely the most complicated part of the entire game room for sure. Instead of getting special corner connections, I opted the cheaper route and just gently folded each corner in. These aren't the best LED strips anyway, so I didn't want to invest more into them. But here you see they run on the top of each area and then poke through the back to reach the next area. And I have them running all through the cubbies, the bookshelves, and even the ceiling. Where I have them lined along these quarter rounds I nailed to the wall. So here's the secret. All my lights, consoles, and things are connected to this one outlet. For whatever reason, this is the only outlet that is controlled by this single switch. So it actually works out because when I'm done in the room, I can just switch this off and I know everything is safe from potential fire hazards. Speaking of which, I also make sure all the consoles are connected to these power switchers so I can turn off the ones I'm not using for extra measure. And yes, I know this is an ugly jungle back here, but I'm just too lazy to bother. It's out of sight, so yeah. Lastly, let's take a look at some shelves to get some tips on peak displaying. Starting off with my favorite shelf, my Mario RPG collection is looking so good right now. We have all the party members greeting you up front, and everything is surrounding my holy grail item, a complete in-box copy of Super Mario RPG. We also have here a custom-made Mallow plush from Etsy, the player's guide, but here you can take note that everything is easily visible and going up towards the rear, as in they're elevated towards the back. Next here is my box collection. I just got plastic cases for all of these, so they're nicely protected and they look great on display now. But sadly, not all of these are complete in box. I am missing some manuals and some games here like Little Nemo Dream Master. For the longest time I thought I had this game, but I can't seem to find it anywhere, so I guess I only have the box right now. One of my favorite games here, Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures for the SNES. By the way, I am so excited for the 5th film coming out. I am a huge Indiana Jones fan. But like I said, the items in the back are elevated, so I actually used boxes from some of the figures I have to prop these games up. So basically, one of the biggest tips I can give is to use whatever you have to prop stuff up in the back. Another one of my favorite shelves is this one with my Miles Per Hour plush, aka Tails. No big secret tip here, I just think these items go really well together. They're all on the vintage side of things, so it just goes really well together and they all have a similar vibe. And all the bookshelves and cubbies are from Walmart, believe it or not. I found them in the home decor department and they were around $40 each, and the cubbies were probably closer to $25. I think this just goes to show you don't always need to go to Kia to have nice displays. I do prefer to display my collection on white shelves rather than black because I think each item stands out a little better. Plus, if you add LEDs, the light will bounce off the white better and also will reflect whatever color you want to change it. Not to mention, dust doesn't show on white as much. And whatever you choose to do with your game room, remember to just have fun with it and make it your own vibe. So as soon as I get back home after becoming the biggest YouTuber to ever touch grass in Japan, I'll be working like a machine to get these future gold nuggets out for your pleasure. But seriously guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed and got some good tips and tricks out of this video. I'm so excited to show you guys what I got from Japan and the videos coming out, so look forward to that because I know I am. So anyway, have a great day guys. I'll see you next time.